Coming up on this edition of Pacific Report, we'll see how the Navy Federal in Sasebo is celebrating its anniversary, and we'll meet Misawa Security Force Squadron's new commanding officer. Plus, Iwakuni celebrates Johnny Wayne Day. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Pacific Report. I'm Sergeant Will Skelton. The Marine Corps Martial Arts program is relatively new and employs the phrase, one mind, many weapons. And as Air Force Staff Sergeant Joel Woolston shows us, it's not an easy task to become an instructor. But for Marines in Okinawa, it seemed to be well worth it.
All right, told you, first squad, you're going to...
These Marines are training to be Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, or MCMAP, instructors. They're not instructors yet. They have to get through the last day of training first. They've been handpicked by their command to become leaders in their skill level.
The prerequisites to come to the course is you have to be an NCO, an E4 or above in the Marine Corps. You have to have completed certain training requirements. You have to have a first-class PFT. You have to be recommended by your chain of command saying that you have the right mindset to conduct the course.
The last day of the course is a final chance to prove that they have what it takes. They must navigate an extended obstacle course.
This course is a culmination of many events, but it's basically 3 weeks of intense physical training, mental training, and character training as well.
Today was kind of a final culmination where they had to reach into every trait that they've learned, every skill, and bring it all together. Throughout the course, we never did everything we did today in one event. Today brought all that together so that they had to focus on their physical strength to get through things. They rely on their mental strength to overcome things, and you have to have character to work together.
And working together in teams, they climb, maneuver, and grapple their way from one obstacle to another.
When they first got here, I think they had an understanding of what they think they were capable of doing, but on the last day, by the time they make it this far, they fully understand what their body is physically capable of doing and how strong their mind is in overriding a lot of those things that tell your body to quit.
Each event would add more difficulty, like grappling in waist-deep water.
My favorite part is the transition, is to see the Marines when they first get here and they leave, and to see the different mindset they have, because that's the critical part of this is not necessarily how good they are at martial arts or how good they are at the techniques, but it's to see that transition of maturity.
To be able to go through this course, I've learned a lot about myself and about the MCMAP program and what it actually stands for.
For 3 weeks, they study martial culture, core values, and valor and sacrifice demonstrated by Marines of the past.
We try and develop that total mind, body, and spirit, so to speak. So we're not going out there just executing techniques because it might look cool or seems fun. We think about it first.
And at the end of the day, these Marines gain the title of instructor in the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. Air Force Staff Sergeant Joe Woolston, Camp Schwab, Okinawa.
All right, he tapped.
Japan District Veterinarian Command recently visited Camp Fuji to train for operations in a third world country. Marine Corporal Charles Ahrens was there and brings us the story.
Military veterinarians from around Japan visited Combined Arms Training Center Camp Fuji to perform surgery and preventive health care on animals in need. One of the visiting professionals, Captain David Cox, says surgery can be a quick way to help an animal back to good health.
I enjoy surgery. It's a kind of quick fix solution. You see something that's broken or injured or needs help, and you go in, you take care of it, and you're done.
This training is essential to prepare the veterinarians to perform their profession in a forward location.
A lot of what we do in third world countries, we try to stay more toward preventive medicine, worming, rabies vaccination, that sort of thing.
The work of these veterinarians isn't just about curing a sick animal. It's also about helping the people who rely on these animals for their livelihood.
Well, for the people that we do it for, we leave behind a good memory of the Americans who were there. And that's the idea. I've actually seen op orders written with the phrase, win the hearts and minds.
Marine Corporal Charles Ahrens, Combined Arms Training Center, Camp Fuji, Japan.
Misawa's 35th Security Forces Squadron welcomed a new commander into their ranks in an Assumption of Command ceremony, bringing closure to the loss of their former commander, Lieutenant Colonel Brian Sanford. Staff Sergeant Sasha Navarro has more.
The first day I met him, he was very polite. He was a real good commander.
Senior Airman Mark Hernandez remembers his previous commander, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Sanford of the 35th Security Forces Squadron, who passed away this past summer. So it was fitting then that Airman Hernandez found himself standing with his coworkers recently as he watched Major Dustin Sutton assume command of the squadron.
It was good to see, have another commander come in to take over and, finally have someone ready to lead us. Captain Day did an excellent job stepping up for us as the commander, but we knew his time of command was going to change, and it's good to finally have Major Sutton in here.
Captain Jeffrey Day has little doubt Major Sutton will be able to hold the squadron up to their UCI level rating of excellent.
I had the privilege of working with him in 2005. We were deployed together to Ali Al Salim, Kuwait. I had a chance to work with him for about 6 months. He's a great commander. He takes care of everybody. He looks out for your mission needs and makes sure that you have all the assets to get your mission done.
And as Major Sutton steps into the 35th Security Forces commander position, he reflects on the troops he can now call his own.
These guys have been without their commander since July. Captain Day has stepped up and done a phenomenal job as the operations officer filling in as the commander. These guys turned around and scored an excellent rating, and not only that, but according to the chief inspector at that time, said that these folks here did an outstanding. They were phenomenal. They did an outstanding job. Their passion, their character, their attitude, everything was top of the line, and that's what you get when you come here to the 35th Security Forces Squadron.
Staff Sergeant Sasha Navarro, Misawa Air Base, Japan.
The Sasebo branch of the Navy Federal Credit Union recently reached 35 years of faithful service to its members. Petty Officer Jamie Hawkins brings us the story.
Since its humble beginnings in a trailer, the Sasebo branch of Navy Federal Credit Union has strived to serve its Commander Fleet Activity Sasebo members. Since its opening on the 7th of December in 1973, Navy Federal has upgraded its building to handle cash, as well as opened 3 automatic teller machines, or ATMs, at different locations around main base and naval housing areas. Culinary Specialist Second Class Freddie Pena is a member of Navy Federal and says he is always impressed with how helpful the Navy Federal staff is.
They're definitely doing the customer service to the fullest. So anytime I do come in here, it's always somebody greeting me and telling me somebody's going to be there in a second. If somebody's available right then and there, I'm helped.
To celebrate 35 years of service, the Sasebo Navy Federal Branch displayed pictures of their branch throughout the years, as well as offering snacks and drinks and special Navy Federal prizes. Navy Federal Credit Union's Sasebo Branch Manager, Carrie Niederman, says this is just a small way the Navy Federal team can give back to those who serve.
To celebrate our anniversary today and to let our members know we appreciate them, we're doing giveaways all day, and we're also doing a special giveaway every hour. Our 35th member that comes to the door gets a special gift bag full of Navy Federal giveaways. We've got umbrellas, water bottles, pens,
cup holder, keyboard duster, a hook for your car, for your clothes.
All sorts of giveaways to help our members know that they're appreciated, and we're really happy to have the chance to serve them here in Sasebo.
The Sasebo branch of Navy Federal vows to continue its support of its military members. Petty Officer Jamie Hawkins, Sasebo, Japan.
Some of the youngest family members at Iwakuni had the opportunity to see the operational side of their Marine family. Sergeant Andrew Milner joined them on their tour and brings us the story.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, Their journey began with a glimpse of the making of a Marine. Then they discovered that they're not just kept safe from military police, but also their canine partners. Once on the flight line, the kids had the chance to see the view from air traffic control and become firefighters. 11-year-old Jalen Trinidad says she liked it all, but there was one thing that she liked the most.
I like the robots because they're pretty high-tech, and you can follow, they have cameras.
Johnny Wayne Day is a program designed to help the youth of H&HS feel more a part of the air station they call home. Jalen says it's good for kids to experience.
I think it's good for them to know, so if somebody asks them just out of the blue, then they would be able to answer. So people wouldn't think that they don't know anything about what their parents do.
And for that reason, she says Johnny Wayne Day should continue to happen in the future. Sergeant Andrew Milner, Marine Corps Air Station, Iwakuni, Japan.
The Tops in Blue represents the U.S. Air Force as one of the oldest and most widely traveled entertainment groups in the military. They have been entertaining service members and their families for more than 50 years. Petty Officer Isaac Needleman shows us another side of these entertainers that you might not know about.
The crowd poured in at Yokota Air Base's Tayo Community Center to see Air Force's premier entertainers, Tops in Blue. But before the crowd poured in, the Tops in Blue entertainers were up early uploading their gear and setting up the stage, because they're also their own roadies.
Build the show from the ground up, and you understand what it takes to get everything going, and you get a chance to learn a lot of aspects that you normally wouldn't, know, like audio or how to set up a stage or repair stuff. So this is really interesting.
Each member has a specific job when it comes to setting up, but they also depend on teamwork to get the show up and running.
Well, I'm part of the lighting crew, but over the course of 9 months, we've all learned each other's jobs as well. So once we're done with lighting, we can step in and help the staging crew put the rest of the set together, or audio, run their cables. So definitely teamwork is a big part of it.
And as roadies, several of the performers learn new skills.
I've definitely learned more than I ever thought I was going to, doing the whole setup process. I told my husband I can now work an impact drill.
With the Tops in Blue hard at work to meet their deadline, it took several hours of transformation to make a normal stage into a Broadway-like theater. In the end, it's all about entertaining service members and their families.
After everything's up and you're doing a show and you see the look on people's faces, it's the best part.
Petty Officer Isaac Needleman, Yokota Air Base, Japan.
And that wraps up this edition of Pacific Report. I'm Sergeant Will Skelton. From all of us here at AFN Tokyo, thanks for watching.